Welcome to my fifth and final day of the Princess Cruise Line Land Tour. My name is Casey, a travel advisor with Marvelous Mouse Travel. This journey has been an incredible exploration of iconic Alaskan towns, from the gateway city of Fairbanks, the magnificent wilderness of Denali, and quaint and quirky Talkeetna. There has been something incredible to experience around every corner. Follow along today as we wrap up our trip in Anchorage and make a surprise stop that wasn't on our itinerary. This morning started much like the others on our tour. Bags packed and set out early. We wandered over to the main lodge and enjoyed the crisp morning air. We found a warm cup of coffee at the coffee shop and a light breakfast. I found myself drawn to the big windows, hoping for that last magical view of Denali. The mountain, however, decided to stay hidden behind the clouds today. Still, the quiet moment with coffee and anticipation felt special. And I know it just gives me one more reason to return. Our time to board came and we set out on our 2.5-hour drive to Anchorage. From Anchorage, many were catching flights home. However, a few others were destined for the Coral Princess, which would be making port in Whittier, Alaska the next day. The Coral Princess is set to enjoy a southbound journey on the Alaskan coast, providing amazing opportunities for spotting sea life and viewing glaciers. Our drive down to Anchorage was scenic. It was heavily wooded for the first part, but as we made our way down towards Houston and Wasilla, the scenery opened up and we could start catching glimpses of the Alaskan, Wrangell, and Chugach Mountains. We made great timing and our guide announced that we would have time for a surprise stop. Just outside Wasilla is the Iditarod Museum and headquarters. Each day, I kept thinking nothing can get better than this, but seeing the statue of the legendary sled dog Togo up close gave me goosebumps. It was fun learning about the famous 1,000-mile race from Anchorage to Nome, and it made me appreciate the grit of both the mushers and dogs. It was also neat to see the timeline of race winners and to see the name Susan Butcher on the list. You might remember her name from our tour in Fairbanks, where we met the staff and dogs from Trailbreaker Kennel. The highlight of my visit was stepping outside to meet the sled dogs in person. Their eager barks and wagging tails filled the air, and before long I was talking with Riley the musher who happened to be training his team that day. He shared that many of these dogs had just helped him finish in 10th place in this spring's Iditarod, a fact that made petting their noses and watching them harness up even more thrilling. Riley finished in just over 12 days. It's incredible to think of the skill and dedication it takes to spend 12 days in the Alaskan wild. I loved knowing that the session doubled as both training for the dogs and a way to raise money for their care. Standing there, surrounded by all the energy and determination, was truly inspiring. Back on the bus for the final stretch to Anchorage. Most of the group had not seen a moose this trip, and we were hopeful to still catch a sighting. Our guide gave us hope as moose sightings are not uncommon on the highway. In fact, they have a road sign indicating the number of moose strikes that happen, similar to how we watch for deer in the Midwest. As we came towards the Cook Inlet, the mountains were incredible and the sun came out in all its glory, bringing a bright end to a mostly drizzly trip. This gave me time to reflect on all the amazing experiences we had over the past few days and the details that made it special. Our amazing guide from Princess Cruise Line was a true gem. She was attentive and informative and really brought the whole experience together. Having a dedicated guide is part of the connoisseur tours with Princess Cruise Line. There are a few different tour options and I highly recommend reaching out to your Marvelous Mouse Travels agent for help reviewing your options. In addition to our amazing guide, having the right gear is vital to enjoying Alaska. As we said earlier, there's no bad weather, only bad clothes. I was so grateful for my hiking boots, which were lightweight and waterproof. In addition, having a moisture-wicking base layer, appropriate mid-layer, and waterproof outer layer made sure I was comfortable the entire trip. You need to pay attention to the time of year you are visiting to make sure you have the right gear. We arrived in Anchorage. I learned it's Alaska's largest city with nearly 300,000 residents, almost 40% of the state's population. It's surrounded by the Chugach Mountains on one side and the Cook Inlet on the other, making it a unique mix of urban hub and natural gateway. Many travelers start or end their journey here with easy access to flights, the Alaska Railroad, and nearby wildlife viewing. We dropped our bags off at the Hotel Captain Cook, which is one of the hotels used by the cruise tour, and then walked the 3 blocks to the 49th State Brewing Company. It is a cute restaurant with a nice view of the inlet. We ordered a pretzel to share, and they have a blueberry cream soda on the menu I had been dying to try. While I wasn't overly hungry, the yak burger was calling my name. If you are looking for a juicy burger full of flavor, you will need to try this. We took a quick stop in the gift shop and then made our way to the airport. Anchorage offers some great biking and multi-use trails like the Tony Knowles Coastal Trail. We arrived at the Ted Stevens International Airport. The arrival area is easy to navigate, and we quickly made it through security. We found shops and restaurants available throughout the terminal to enjoy as we waited for our flights to depart. While exploring the airport, I found a set of stairs that led up to an observation lounge that held displays showcasing local history and culture. There was also plenty of shops to grab those last-minute souvenirs. I boarded my flight and got my window seat again. For me, flying is all part of the tour. It was interesting to see the Cook Inlet as we made our way across to the Kenai Peninsula. If you are considering a visit to Alaska, don't wait. There is so much to see, and there is no time like the present. When talking about the details that make a vacation great, having a trusted travel advisor on your team can make all the difference. Our team at Marvelous Mouse Travels will be thrilled to help you find a great vacation itinerary and continue to support your plans as you prepare for an amazing Alaska adventure. I couldn't believe the incredible sunset on the horizon that capped off this trip in a truly remarkable way.